What's your opinion on the misinterpretations of Q and people using it for, I think, nefarious acts also?
I mean, honestly, I think my interpretations are that there is a tremendous segment of folks out there, both influential and just the ordinary everyday person, that I think have gotten the wrong idea of what Q actually represented and was supposed to be. A Q was never a call to lethargy. If anything, it was a call to action. And there are several direct, you could only call them directives that Q gives, what you would ostensibly term a digital army, right? The individuals on the other side of the screen reading whatever is coming out on the board. And those directives were always something that was actionable and always something that people needed to go and do. They needed to participate. They needed to go down this rabbit hole and that rabbit hole, and then they needed to move into their localities and understand how it applies even down to the county and community level. We were given a grid work, an excellent framework for how we can iron out and isolate all of this corruption down to the community levers of power, but without what Q references, the Mill-Civ alliance, meaning that we, the people, have an important part to play in this great awakening. And if we don't play that, it won't succeed. If we don't do that, then we're never going to get that sort of county control and that local level community government that we're supposed to have and that we all want to have back. COVID reminded, I think, the entire world, perhaps in the first time, for the first time in a uniform way, the fact that our freedom here, even down to our local communities, our local counties, and our local municipalities all around the world, was really just a bureaucratic ruse. We were sitting in a cooking pot waiting for it to boil over, and it boiled over with the launch of COVID-19. And so now the journey is getting all of that back under control and rooting out the corruption that Julian Assange says is 98% deep in all governments
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. And then it would cringe most people's toes if they understood the true gravity of the types of things that these individuals were doing. So understanding that, I look at that and I think to myself that Q cannot be but an actionable operation. You can't call yourself, I think, a good researcher and not participate to some degree in a broader mission here in the world, because you are the front line. You are the one that has to set the example. Everyone out there that has come along in this awakening journey over the last 36 months, regardless of where they started and regardless of how they ended up, listening to this broadcast or others like it, they have an important part to play in their communities and in their localities, right? Unearthing those corruption, those pockets of corruption within your own communities, taking those skills that you learn from researching the worldwide deep state mafia, the Farnese family, the Medici family, the Orsinis, right? The Colonnas, going all of the way back. And getting very into the true machinations of what's been happening in the shadow power structures of the world, take those skill sets and apply those, even just 15% of that overall skill set and talent, and apply that to your local community. And I promise each of you out there, you will be very surprised at what you find.